So you could add all sorts of overlays. Another one that's kind of fun to add sometimes is snow. It's much easier to add an overlay of snow before or after when you're editing than taking pictures in the snow. It's hard to take pictures in the snow because your lens gets wet and things like that. So if I have a snow, this is an overlay here, I can select it, Control A selects, Control C copies. And then I can go back here, Control V right over top. You can even go in, change it in the blending mode to screen before you stretch it out. That way when you Control T it to transform it and stretch it out, you can really see what it's going to look like. So I went here first for this one and put it on screen so I could see what it would look like. I'm going to hit enter. Anytime you Control T and transform something, you got to get rid of the bounding box by hitting enter. Otherwise, look at everything gets ghosted out. So Control T, hit enter. And now if I don't like the snow on parts of her face, first of all, I could play with the opacity to turn it down, but I could just remove it from parts of her face by adding a layer mask. So with this one, if I want to add a layer mask to a random layer that doesn't already have a mask, remember I can click this. It'll add a white mask, which means it's visible. And I can go to my paintbrush, go to black, and black will make it invisible. So look at it, it's just making it disappear off of her face. I undid that. You could also turn the opacity of your brush down if you wanted to just subtly fade it. You could have a kind of a transparent black brush, which will just kind of subtly fade it instead of completely making the snow disappear off her face. And then when I'm completely done, right click, flatten, or layer, flatten, and now I can save it as a JPEG. If you were still working on this, you could save it as a Photoshop file and come back to it and, turn the snow layer off or turn the glow off. It's up to you. I'm going to undo that flatten because I'm going to get rid of this. Just click on the layer and hit delete, and I got rid of the snow. It's a fall picture, so I don't really want to add snow. But now I think that looks pretty good, and I'm going to file, save as, and call this Bree 1. Save as a JPEG. Always the highest quality of JPEG. And now I can go on to my next photo.